Happy May, Hornets. Welcome back to another episode of Hornet Nation, your ticket to SHS Sports. As always, I'm Thomas Payeur, joined by
Daniel Emerson. This week, we go inside the game with the bass fishing team and shine the spotlight on another senior athlete.
We'll also be reviewing this week's current scores and bringing you a special report on the Flag Football Club on this new installment of Hornet Nation. We wouldn't normally think about fishing as a high school competitive sport, but a few students decided to change that. Let's go to Evan Shunk as he climbs aboard and goes inside the game.
Welcome to Inside the Game. This week, we go to the bass fishing team. The Saline High School Bass Fishing Club was created in the 2018-2019 school year. Senior Hayden Scott takes us through their strategy of finding the big ones.
So just launched the boat and then ran to the other side of the lake. Right now we're looking at electronics and we're just kind of mapping the bottom, see what kind of structure we have down here. And then also looking at like contour lines and looking at depth changes. So that's pretty much the key to what we're looking for, and we're just trying to mark a little bit of fish and then so we can get on and try to find a pattern.
Along with the fancy electronics, bass fishing pertains some interesting rules.
You want to catch your limit's 5 fish. You want to be able to call as many fish as you can and get your weight as high as you can in a allotted amount of time.
What happens is they have to be over the length limit, and also once you catch those 5 fish, you got to keep them alive throughout the day. So the main gear that we use throughout the day is you have a bait caster and usually a spinning rod, depending on where you fish at. Your spinning rod and reel, those are what you use for like your smaller baits and your smaller soft plastics.
Bass fishing can be way more than a simple calming sport.
I'd say the most challenging thing in bass fishing can sometimes be having a straight mind all the way through an 8-hour tournament, keeping a positive attitude all the way, especially when you're not catching fish. It can be quite a struggle.
It's like there's so many lures in bass fishing that you can again, shallow or deep, they work, and like all the different ways just to catch fish.
This is Evan Shunk, and you've just been inside the game. Tommy and Dan, take it away.
Last year, Hayden and Cody took home the 2018 Anglers of the Year award, and the team took home the biggest bass award at the Muskegon tournament. We can't wait to see what they'll hook on the line this season. Let's take a break and catch up on some current scores. The SHS trap shooting team started their season last week with major improvements over last season. Team captains Thomas Payeur and Braden Osborne led the team to place 4th in their division. The team went co-ed this year with junior Peyton Alexa shooting 45 out of 50 targets, becoming the team's top shooter in recent weeks. The team competes again tonight at Tri-County Sportsman's League at 5 p.m. Come on out and cheer them on.
The varsity girls soccer team have been kicking grass with the 3-4-2 Hornets finishing 1-0 against Jackson. After multiple scoring attempts by the Hornet offense, the deadlock was broken in the second half by freshman Abby Gray, who scored the team's only point in the top of the goal. Goalkeeper Brenna Crawford and the defensive line shut down any scoring opportunities for Jackson and preserved the lead until the game was over.
The varsity baseball team is also making headlines with their 11-3 records, scoring 16-0 against the Grizzlies of Ypsilanti. They will finish their triple header against Skyline today at 4:30 at home field. Be sure to come out and support the team.
Tim Wageman has set the par high as a member of the varsity golf team. We go to Chase Sirota for another edition of Senior Spotlight.
Welcome to the second edition of Senior Spotlight, We're here now to take a look at boys golf captain Tim Wageman and his success on the Saline varsity golf team.
So I actually grew up in southeastern Minnesota, and so you can imagine golfing in that weather was hard occasionally, especially with the winters.
Having played at the high school level since the 7th and 8th grades in Minnesota, Tim enjoys seeing improvement from the underclassmen.
We have a really strong freshman and sophomore class, and it's really been fun to watch them grow.
As a captain, Tim is faced with many responsibilities, but one duty rises above the rest.
Ultimately just setting an example on the team and really just setting the pace and the tempo of what being a part of the Saline golf team really means.
Although this is his last season on Saline varsity golf, Tim believes that the team is in good hands for next year.
I am so excited to see what happens next year. I think that Josh Finn is a great team captain. I'm really looking forward to what he's going to do with the team next year. So I recently signed my letter of intent to go play golf at Bethel University. So I'm excited to go back to Minnesota and really excited to play golf at the collegiate level. I think that right now I am ready for it, and I think that over the summer, through more practice, that I'm really going to come out and hopefully have a big freshman year out there.
We wish you the best of luck at Bethel University next year, Tim.
We only have a few shows left until the seniors are gone off on their collegiate careers. If you know a senior that you want to see in the spotlight, send us a tweet at Nation Hornet or stop by our studio in room C244.
Flag football doesn't only happen around the Powder Puff Games. It is a club that kicks up the turf around springtime as well. Natalie Colano brings us this special report.
Flag football started out just this year. Nicole brought the idea to start a team to Mrs. Hike.
I really like football, but I think it is more dangerous for me. Flag football is really similar with football. I thought it would be a great idea to create a flag football team for Saline High School.
I like trying new things. I like being innovative and pioneering, and she had played football growing up. She really wanted to play, and so I said, well, let's develop a team. And it was a way to make her feel included in the school.
Even though there are similarities between football and flag football, there are still differences between the two.
So we have two teams. There's 6 players on each team. Usually the players trade out, but we don't have enough people to do that. So you're on offense and defense this year. But they don't seem to mind. They like running around the field for the whole hour.
There were some difficulties starting this club.
There's a lot of little details. I wouldn't say the process was difficult. It just took a lot of time, like reserving the field and getting things set up so students could register and ordering t-shirts and scheduling places to practice. I think everybody should come out and cheer us on. This group is mainly about having fun and enjoying each other's company and getting some exercise, just running around the field and throwing a football. It really is a lot of fun to be out there.
The flag football team has been developing throughout this year. We hope to see them grow in the future. I'm Natalie Colano, reporting for Hornet Nation. Back to you in the studio.
As much as we love flag football, we need to shift gears to the real thing, specifically varsity football.
Wait a minute, isn't that in the fall season?
It is, but we can't provide coverage of those games without the support of the Saline Live video crew. They broadcast every home game from Hornet Stadium, but they are in need of new employees to help out.
The crew pays $9.50 an hour for setup, filming, and teardown at home events, and covers most sports and other events taking place here at SHS. If interested, make sure to email Lexi Morgan at morgana1@salineschools.org to get more information or to apply. Video One experience and a summer training session is required. And speaking of the live video crew, they will be streaming the Golden Triangle track meet on Friday. Make sure to tune in for updates at salinelive.com.
That's all for this show. Tune in next time as Cole goes in their shoes with the diving team, review our game of the week, as well as more current scores.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter for the latest show updates at Nation Hornet. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Saline Video, so you never miss an episode. Signing off for Hornet Nation, I'm Thomas Payeur.
And I'm Dan Emerson. Have a great day, Hornets.